Happy September, everybody. Happy almost fall. It is a beautiful day today. I am so glad the weather is changing and things are getting cooler, and fall is right around the corner. My favorite season of the year. I just wish it would last longer. Welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Kim, and today I am going to be giving you my 2-month update on Zepatide. So last week when we talked, I told you guys I was kind of on the fence about moving up in dose, but I did decide that I was going to move up to 5 milligrams. And I didn't do it the traditional way. I didn't just give myself a 5 milligram injection. I did split my dose. So my regular injection days are on Wednesdays. So what I did is I took my regular 2.5 milligram on Wednesday. And then on Sunday, I took another 2.5 milligram, which made my count for the week 5 milligrams. That was a nice, easy transition. I didn't have a whole lot of bad side effects, although I had some really weird side effects this week, and we're going to get into that. I'll go over that with you here shortly. But I did enjoy the fact that I moved up to 5. I felt like my appetite suppression was much better. I was no longer hangry, and I was able to just feel like I was more stable as the week went by. So today is Saturday, and I did get on the scale, and like my normal self, I have kind of had this pattern of where I'll lose like 3 or 4 pounds, and then on weigh-in day, I've gained a pound back. Same thing happened this week. I was 224 last week. This Wednesday, I weighed myself. I was 221, but today, Saturday morning, I'm 222. So I'm doing the same thing, which is fine. I kind of overdid it yesterday with some carbs. I've been really trying to keep my diet as keto friendly as possible. I do eat carbs, but I only eat carbs a couple of times a week. I'm really trying to keep my diet as low carb as I can. And yesterday, my husband and I got e-bikes, and it was such a beautiful day. We rode our e-bikes to the middle of our town, and we've got this really nice little pizza place there. And we got a sliced pizza, and I had a couple of things yesterday that probably weren't on my diet, but not a lot. I didn't overeat. I just ate carbs. I can't overeat. I don't want food right now. It's hard for me to eat. My cravings lately have really just kind of been brothy soups. That's really all I want to eat. I did notice once I raised my injection to 5 milligrams that the nausea in the morning was a little bit stronger if I didn't eat. So I've noted that I really need to eat breakfast within a couple of hours of waking up just to ward off the nausea. I did have a rough day this week. Didn't understand why I felt so bad, and then the light finally turned on in my head, and I was like, oh, I haven't had breakfast yet. I haven't eaten anything. Let's eat. After I ate, I felt a whole lot better. So I was really worried about going up on 5 milligrams because I hate being nauseated. And that was my biggest fear, was being nauseated all day. And I wasn't. As long as I eat breakfast in the morning or within a couple of hours, the nausea that does come is brief, and it doesn't last very long. I do got my ginger chew with me everywhere I go, in my car, in my purse, at my desk, everywhere I am. I've got my ginger chews in case it hits. But not that bad, pretty tolerable, I would say. Some of the things that I did notice this week that were not normal, like everybody explains that they have. I was really cold all week, and that's normal. I hear everybody talk about being cold. So I'm so glad it's fall, because now sweaters are in, and I think I'm going to be living in long sleeve sweaters for the next couple of months for sure, because I am freezing all the time. I even put the electric blanket on our bed. My husband thought I was crazy. He's used to his menopausal wife running so hot she can't stand it, sleeping in the middle of the winter with the window open, the ceiling fan on, a floor fan on, and no blankets. And he's rolled up in a blanket like a little burrito. And now We've completely changed places. I am freezing. I've already turned the electric blanket on our bed. I go to bed in sweats. I think he thinks I've lost my mind, and I probably have. But anyway, so super cold this week. And on top of that, besides being super cold, I've also had hot flashes. Like I almost feel like I did before I started taking HRT. And I thought about the fact that maybe the terzepatide is interfering with my hormones because it slows down your digestion so much. And my HRT is oral. I take estrogen in a pill and progesterone in a pill. I cannot use a patch because I am allergic to it and I will blow up like a puffer fish. I'll have welts everywhere if I use a patch. I wish I could because it would be so much easier, but unfortunately, I have to take the pill. So I don't know if the slower digestion is causing my estrogen not to work as well, or if it's just the terzepatide and it's a side effect that I'm having because I am still really emotional like I was before I was stabilized on hormones. That's come back. So not liking that. That's not cool. I'm not happy about that. But we're gonna keep plugging, moving forward with that. The other thing that I have noticed is my appetite is super stable. Besides being emotional, my sleep is still interrupted. And I have read some things about that terzepatide can cause insomnia. So I'm dealing with that. I'm trying to take magnesium. I think it's magnesium glycinate. I can't remember. I'll have to look on the bottle uh, before I go to bed at night. I am taking D3 and K2 also. I'm taking it with olive oil. The olive oil is helping with absorption. And I have heard that if you are taking D3 and K2, it helps you with weight loss when you're on terzepatide or Manjaro or any of the GLP ones. So I'm trying that to see if that will also help as well. Um, some other people have talked about sulfur burps. Now, I did notice once I moved up to the 5 milligram, I noticed burping a lot, like having a lot of that. However, I don't know what the sulfur part is about that. That is not something I've experienced. I have experienced more burping, a lot more burping, but no sulfur. So I'm not sure where that comes into play. I hope I don't experience that because that doesn't sound like any fun at all. And then some more anxiety. I've just had a little more anxiety than usual. Usually, I'm pretty good about keeping anxiety at bay just by changing what I'm thinking about. Praying, that always helps for sure. But the anxiety this week has been a little higher, and I know that can be a side effect also of the GLP-1. But the weird things that are happening is I'm getting some weird rashes like all over my body. And I noticed when I first started taking my injections, I would take them in the backs of my arms. And a couple of weeks after I started that, I noticed a weird little rash on my neck. And now I've got like a rash in the crook of my arm on both sides. And that's been here for a little bit, but it's starting to go away. So I switched my injection site. I went down to my stomach for the last couple of injections. And of course, I'm getting the red raised, irritated injection site rash that it says in the pamphlet that you could have. Well, I'm getting those. They're showing up not the day of, but like 3 or 4 days later, I'll see a red patch where I had done my injection. So they're latent. They're coming up 3, 4 days later after I do them. But the weirdest part about that is when I was doing injections in my stomach, I noticed my skin was super, super sensitive when you touch it. Like, when you're getting sick and your skin just kind of hurts? That's how my skin felt like on my torso. So I didn't know what was going on with that. So let's see, when did I do my last injection? It was Saturday. Saturday, I actually injected my thigh, my upper thigh, because I do want to try every one of the spots that's recommended for your injections just to see if there's one or the other that works better. But when I actually did my injection on my thigh, I noticed that the skin on my hips and my legs was really sensitive to touch. It was just the most weirdest thing. So it seems like it's kind of following me. Like when I do my injections on my upper arms, I get kind of rashy. When I do it on my torso, touching my skin on my stomach or my sides is sensitive. And then also when I went down to my thigh, my hips and my legs are sensitive. It's just bizarre. I don't understand it. But we're gonna just keep trying it and see how it works. I am going to do my second injection for the week night, Saturday night. Today's Saturday. I'm going to do my injection on Saturday night, and Wednesday mornings is kind of the schedule that I've decided on that I think will work the best for me. But so far, everything is going really well. As far as my weight loss, I'm still on track. I'm still losing weight. I am down 30 pounds so far, and 13 of that was from keto prior to starting my GLP-1s, but the rest of it has come off from my medication. And so there's this week's update. I will keep you guys posted. If any of you have experienced these weird side effects, leave a comment below. Let me know if you have, and if you have, what did you do about it? Did it go away? These are just kind of bizarro to me, and I'm not sure, if I need to be concerned about it or not. I've got an appointment with my doctor in a couple of weeks. I may give her a call before then, just in case it doesn't get any better. But do leave me a comment if you've experienced any of this, and just curious if I'm the only one or not. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful week, and I will touch base with you soon. And happy almost fall, and we will talk to you guys next week.